Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to take you on a road trip. Let's go. Last week was our last road trip of the summer. It was also my daughter's birthday. Now we had been planning this trip since 2020, but 2020 being the year that it didn't happen. So it finally happened this year. We went to Boston and we spent one day in Salem, and then we went over to New York State and spent some time at Legoland. It was a great trip. I had a lot of fun. My daughter had a lot of fun. I'm really glad that we got a chance to go. It was great. It was lovely. Let's have a look at our trip. Day one was kind of boring. We left the house at 5 a.m. and drove 7-ish hours to Boston, where we checked into the hotel, walked around the market that was right across the street. That was very fun. And then we drove about 30 minutes outside of the city to a place called Level 99. I did not get really any footage or photographs inside Level 99. If you have one of these places near you, you are so lucky because it was amazingly fun. The way Level 99 works is you have a time. We were there for 2 hours. You basically buy the time that you're in the place. And there are lots of things to do. There are duels, one-on-one kind of competitions, and other kind of challenges. But what I felt was their big thing were these rooms. So you scan into a room and then you have a certain amount of time. Most of them were about 3 minutes to complete a challenge. And the challenge could be very physical, like climbing across the room on ropes, or it could be a mental challenge, like they would give you a prompt and you had to find a photograph that matched the prompt. It was just so fun. I feel like we could have stayed longer, except for the fact that my husband and I were both exhausted from all of the physical challenges that we ended up doing. It was great. It was a great experience. I definitely want to go back there again. I wish we had one closer to us because I would be there all the time. I would get season passes. If season passes exist, I would totally get it for that. We don't, alas, but here's some pictures from day one. So day two of our trip was my daughter's birthday, and we woke up and took the commuter train from Boston to Salem and then spent the better part of the day in Salem. For this particular trip, we did not go on any tours. You have to buy your tickets in advance, or at least the day of, to tour a lot of the places. We didn't go into any museums either. We didn't do the walking tours. I wanted to do a walking tour or the trolley tour, but we ended up just walking around town and looking at the shops and looking at the area. And even that was just a lot of fun to me. Some of the shops that we saw were just super cute. The Good Witch of Salem, super, super cute. We went to the Witchery, which had a whole bunch of kits for building your own things that I really liked. Right next door was a popcorn place called Popped, and I bought a lot of popcorn. They ship, which is fantastic because I will be buying a lot more popcorn. We had lunch at a local pizza place and just walked around town, and it was really great. It was a great way to spend the day. It was very low key, walking around a place that I've never been to but have wanted to go for a very long time. It was really nice. we were talking that we will probably go back another time, not in October for my birthday, which is when I would really like to go, but I know that's when it's very busy. This was a good time of year to go. It was not super busy, and also the temperature was fantastic. But if we do go to Salem again, we'll probably stay in town and then get all of those tours and go to the museums and all of the things that we didn't do on this particular trip. Should I get a tattoo? Local bookstore?
Is that a bookstore?
And a toy store. Want to go in? Day 3, we packed up our stuff and checked out of our hotel and then drove over to New York. Middleton, I think, is where the hotel was because it was right next to Goshen. I'm not sure I'm saying that correctly. It was very near Goshen, which is where the Legoland resort is, and also where a kind of arcade game place is called the Castle. So we checked into our hotel and then went to Legoland and walked all through Miniland, where they have basically all of the miniatures of cities and famous landmarks. And that was fantastic. And that's the only thing we did on this first day there. We had 2-day passes. That was really super fun. I'm not showing you all the footage that I took of Miniland. I recorded the whole thing. So if you would really like to see that footage, I'll make a video for you. Just let me know in the comments below if you want to see Miniland at Legoland New York. After that, it started to get a little tiny bit rainy, so we drove over to the castle. They had the most interesting miniature golf course I have ever been on. And then we went inside and played some of the arcade games. And then they have like this big bouncy area. It looked like all ages could do it, so we all got an hour of bounce time, and it was so fun. there was like a ninja climbing wall where you kind of had to run up the wall, and it took me 6 or 7 tries, but I did finally get up the wall. And a ball pit and a bunch of slides, and it was really fun. I had a lot of fun there. We have something kind of similar to that nearby, but it doesn't have the big bouncy area. And I wish it did, because I would totally do that. I was so sore the next day, in a good way, in a good I've used all my muscles kind of way. So let's have a look at some of my shots from Miniland, and I think I've got a couple of shots from the castle.
Sprayed, and then the building falls over, and then all the sprayed water floods the thing.
Cut! That was great!
Hotel not
Let's
haunted.
reset and get ready to run it again.
Day 4, this is the last day of our trip. This is also the day where everybody is worried about, I think at this point it's Tropical Storm Debbie coming up the coast. We were hoping to stay all day in Legoland. They close at 6 p.m. But with the storm approaching, we decided that it would be wiser to leave earlier and drive home, and hopefully we could miss the storm, like the storm comes up through Pennsylvania and we're driving next to it or something like that. That ended up working out really well for us. So we did a bunch of rides in Legoland, and we did our shopping. I did not have a large enough budget for shopping at Legoland. There were so many cool sets and so many cool Lego themed things that I wanted to get. So our plan was to spend the morning in Legoland and then leave by 1 o'clock and drive the whole way and then get home at a fairly decent time, which is what we ended up doing. Right about noon is when it really started to rain. That's also when we went shopping. And then we did a few other things and left by 1. And then there was the drive home. There's a few pictures from that. So enjoy these images from day 2 at Legoland. Yeah.
These are not climbable models.
All of them.
Models in general.
I love the trees that are life-size, though.
Non, mais tu peux te rapprocher. Tu peux pas grimper, mais tu peux aller proche.
So that was our trip. It really was a lot of fun. Despite the rain coming in at the end, we had really great weather for it. It wasn't too hot, and most of the rain that we had were just like little sprinkles. Like even on Friday, which was the big day when everybody was expecting the remnants of the storm to hit, wasn't so bad. We lucked out quite a bit on this trip with perfect weather, not too hot, maybe a little chilly, and I didn't quite bring the right jacket, but it was okay. It was just, I had a really great time in Legoland. I could have walked around that park just looking at all the miniatures and all of the life-size models. Like, I really liked the life-size models of trees and flowers. It was just great. I had a smile on my face all day. It was fantastic. So I do hope that we get a chance to go back there someday as well. So thanks for joining me today on our little trip. I am grateful for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.